Let's talk about your decisions because if you don't own your decisions, somebody else is going to make them for you. And usually that someone is the distracted, more exhausted version of yourself, the person who is just trying to make it through the day. Telling yourself that you'll get serious tomorrow, telling yourself that you'll start next Monday, none of these things are benefiting you. You've got to own the decision and own it right now. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. It doesn't matter that it's 5 o'clock at night. If you've made the decision to get started, if you've made the decision to take action on something, then it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. You can start today. I remember a few years ago going to start 75 Hard. It was on a Tuesday that I talked with my friend and I asked her, hey, would you ever consider doing 75 Hard with me? And she said, yes. And so we started talking about it. And I said, okay, when do you want to start? And she says, we're going to start tomorrow morning. And it was a Wednesday. And that threw me because I was so used to starting things like on a Monday. Like, why do we think it has to be at a certain time? Why are we waiting for permission from somebody else or from the day of the week or a particular like stage of life to take action? Friend, I'm here to tell you, just start now. When you decide what to do, take the action. And right now, watching this video, you're deciding something. You're still here, you're still watching, you're paying attention. So what is it that you've decided for yourself? Are you working out with me? Are you listening in and thinking about when you're going to get started and working yourself up to that? But, no judgment there. There are a lot of circumstances going on in different people's lives. And maybe this is what you need right now. It's just to hear this message and to take it in and to prepare yourself for what is coming. Maybe you've ordered your rebounder and you're anxiously waiting for it to show up. I just want to encourage you to own your decisions. And it can just begin with one decision. And you might not feel entirely ready. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you're done living at the mercy of your distractions. So here's a truth that changed my life. If you don't own your decisions, the world will gladly force them on you. And I've lived that way for far too long, letting other people's priorities lead me, letting a messy house derail my momentum, letting doubt convince me I wasn't ready, letting the part of me that sought approval and acceptance run the show and keep me holding off on doing the things I really wanted to do. Let me give you an example of this from everyday life. I work from home. And if you were to walk into my kitchen, like seriously right now, in this moment, it's 4:48 p.m. when I'm recording this, and you'd walk in, and this is pretty much any given weekday, you're going to see a mess in my kitchen. It is not done. It's not clean. It's not organized because I live here and I have children and we have been coming in and out and I've been making breakfast and lunch and other things as I go about my business throughout the day. And we leave cups on the counter and we use multiple cups. And so there are things all over the place and it is not clean and organized and neat and tidy. And I'm okay with that. You know why? Because I work from home, meaning I work from home, not I am home to work on the kitchen. There is a distinction there. And instead of spiraling into guilt or shame or frustration about any of this, I'm saying, hey, Stephanie, congratulations. Congratulations to me. Because if I have a messy kitchen, that means that's evidence that I stayed focused on my work and not on the distraction of cleaning the kitchen. That is not relevant, that is not urgent, and is only going to serve as a distraction from the decision I made to get the work done. You see where I'm going with this? Because I want to be proud at the end of the day of the content that I created, of the clients that I got to coach, of the video that I prepared, of the workout I did, all these different things. And for the time I got to spend snuggling with my dog while I read a book, that mattered to me more than cleaning my kitchen. And yes, these are how I say yes to my priorities that build up my life, that get me to the decisions that I've made for myself, the goals that I'm trying to clean. Because a clean kitchen, I can't even imagine a life in which a clean kitchen is more important to me than any other of the things that I have on my to-do list, like the things that I put there, the things that move me towards my goal. So I choose to stay in my zone. That's my decision, and I'm proud of it. This is the level of ownership that I'm calling you into because I used to let things like that derail me. And I thought I had to get the kitchen clean and I had to have the laundry done and all these different things while I was working home. And then I realized, wait, if I was at an office job, I wouldn't have that same expectation of myself. So why am I getting distracted here at home? And that's what it was. I was just allowing myself to get distracted. instead of staying focused on the work and that scatterbrained activity. And that's how I would get behind. And that's how I want to get things done. And then I would wonder at the end of the day, what have I even spent my day doing? So now I do things differently. And if I happen to unload the dishwasher while my lunch is warming up, great. I pat myself on the back for that. And because I snuck it in while I was waiting for something else to happen. But the moment my lunch is ready, I pack up my stuff, whether the dishwasher is fully unloaded or not, and I go back and I get back to work. I get back to what I'm doing because that is the win, friend, when you hold true to your decisions. And that's what it looks for you to live a life of intention. And yes, I'm using a simple household activity, but you can get this. Yes. As a woman, you understand the pressure to be all kinds of things to all kinds of people, to show up in all these different ways and have things looking a certain way. But I'm at a stage in my life where I don't care. I want to live my life the best life and have accomplished and achieved what I want done versus appealing to other people's opinions of how things should be. You with me? And so let's be clear. This isn't about the dishes. This isn't about your laundry pile or any of the other chores. It's just about the way that you're going to use your time and your energy. Because if those things make you happy and that's a part of who you are, then do it. It just doesn't bring me that level of satisfaction. And it, to me, is a disruption of my energy and my effort for what I've made a commitment to do today. That's where the distinction lies. So I am here to live a life with purpose, and I hope you are too. Because that's also a decision you have to make for yourself. You have to decide to live a life of purpose. You have to know what that purpose is, and you have to be willing to go all in daily with the decisions you're going to make, moving you towards that. So I realize that this could feel like a lot because this is a different way of thinking and approaching your life, especially if you've spent years as a mother, as an employee, as a wife, as whatever, just putting other people first, prioritizing other people's needs, showing up, always keeping your word to other people, other activities, but neglecting your own needs, neglecting following through on your own decisions to achieve your dreams. But now I'm just calling you in and checking in. That's all this is, a check-in. It's not to tell you what to do. It's not to condemn anything you've done before or to judge where you're at. No. This is just a check-in. Do you want to own your life moving forward in a way that is moving you towards your purpose, that you are going to use the rest of your life to go after and fulfill a goal, to achieve a purpose, to do whatever it is that you want to do, to leave the legacy you want to leave? Does that matter to you? And if so, are you going to own this time that you have to make the decisions, to take the actions to get that done? So more days are going to feel like you're actually living, not just getting by. This is why I wrote the book, Create Whatever You Want, because it's about you being able to achieve better results. And it begins by making a decision. A decision for what? A decision for whatever it is that you want in your life. However you want to use your life and be in your life, you get to decide that for yourself. So you can create better results by making better decisions and taking action. If you want that free ebook that includes journaling prompts to help you to make the decision and start to take action, start to achieve those better results by answering these questions for yourself, you can get that free ebook in the link in the description. So you don't have to be official to be impactful. You don't have to be certified to be called. You don't have to be perfect to begin. And that ebook is for the version of you who's stuck at the starting line waiting for something to happen. The version of you that keeps second guessing. The version of you that's waiting for somebody to come give you permission. The version of you that's wondering if you can do this that you're dreaming about and letting your past still dictate to you where you're going. No. If you want to move forward and get better results, get that ebook and get started there. That's a perfect place to get started. I'm sharing the exact mindset shifts that have helped me to stop waiting and to start doing. Getting into action. The same ones that got me out of my own way and onto this trampoline, which is yet another story, another piece of evidence of how you can make a decision for yourself and just get started. Because bouncing, this I know was something that was made for me. I wanted to do it when I saw it and I thought about it and I said, I'm going to try this. I'm going to get into the movement and momentum. I'm going to be messy and imperfect about it. And then I also wanted to start a YouTube channel and I blended these two things together. And I showed up on the YouTube channel, not as a certified rebounder, not as an expert personal trainer, not as anybody who had even bounced before. And I was honest with you about that. I just showed up as a woman in her 40s who was ready to start moving on the rebounder, using it to transform her body physically in the way that she had already emotionally been working on her life. I want to use the same strategies that have been working for me to transform all the other pieces of my life to now transform my body. I'm ready to put some attention and some effort into taking care of my physical being as much as I'm taking care of my emotional and my spiritual well-being. So I recorded my first video and then another and then another. And I keep publishing because I decided and because I'm not waiting for perfection. I'm not waiting till I have everything figured out. I'm not waiting for somebody to give me permission to show up. I'm just doing it. And that has resonated with so many of you because I'm willing to show up in the way that I am right now, fully me, authentically me, doing it to the best of my ability. And I'm willing to do it while ignoring the dishes. I'm willing to do it and keep showing up without everything having to be just a certain way. And from follower number 1 to almost to 3,000 subscribers right now, I'm so excited for what has happened over the last 52 days. Because you are allowed to own it for yourself, friend. You are allowed to move forward. You're allowed to outgrow the past. You are allowed to do things differently. You're allowed to own your own voice, your identity, and stand in who you want to be. You're allowed to begin today to make the decision and take action. Because we're not in the first half of life anymore. This isn't childhood or adolescence or the early years right out of college. We are adult women. We have made it to our 40s and beyond. And it's not like I'm saying like this is a crisis, but this is a wake-up call if you have not acknowledged where you're at in life. Because if not now, then when, friend? You've already spent so many years probably wondering, am I good enough? Am I capable of this? Do I have permission to do this? Don't I have to get promoted first? Like too much time wasting energy to prove your worth, too much time wondering, too much time living into other people's intentions for your life. This is your life. So that's why I'm calling you into action to consider if it's time for a change, because now could be the moment for you. Because no job, no other person is going to be able to fix it and make it what you want it to be. That is for you to do. So here's what you can do. You can choose. Choose for yourself your focus. Choose to stop scrolling through other people's lives and start building your own. Choose that one decision today and you're going to go all in and get it done. You're going to stand in your word to yourself because when you do, you're going to feel it and it's going to be exciting and it's going to start to shift. Just like we take that first bounce and we start to move and we start to feel our body growing stronger day by day. And then we start to see the impact of our body shaping and growing stronger and our muscles defining and the weight coming off. Like these are the elements that all started because you were willing to get started one day. Before you had it all figured out, before you knew what to do, you made the decision and you went in for yourself and you took the action. You can do that on the rebounder and off the rebounder. It is every part of your life need you to show up to make that decision and go all in on the purpose that you feel called to. This is your opportunity to rise, friend. Are you in? Are you ready to make that decision? All right, friend, happy bouncing, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.